You know that you are on a beautiful place on your twin flame journey when you learn to differentiate between the false and the true twin flame. And to make that more easy recognizable for you, I collected 11 false twin flame signs for you. They are deducted from my own journey, the journey of the people I have been watching for a decade, and my clients that have reached harmonious union just like I did, and also based on Divine Mother's channeling that I do. 1. Your false twin flame does not go in the transformations that you go through and is not interested in changing. That's right. They're just okay already how they are. They find the idea to go in a transformation, an inner transformation that gives outer changes, like changing where you live or changing how you deal with yourself on a daily basis, changing how you communicate with your partner. They find the idea to go in this transformation and to make potential changes in your actual life quite insulting, because they just have the feeling that this is it and this is enough. That's what you will find when you would check this person, if it is your true or your false twin flame. It helps if you have some real life experience with them, right? That's what I would recommend. Get to know them a little bit. You have to have at least some interactions to get a grasp on, feel for what this person stands for in relationship with you. So you have to try it out a little bit. So it's also not something to be ashamed about if you have a false twin flame experience. It's something that happens and that can actually bring you a lot of clarity. And when you are looking for your true twin flame, it seems actually logical to me when you would go into the experience with someone you might think is your true twin flame a little deeper, to get to know them a little before you conclude what is the inevitable conclusion for this person, to go deeper and to go to another person to sort that out and to eventually go to the right person. Okay, so it's actually normal to need to find that out in real life a little bit, but you also don't need to go too far, you know. You don't need to take these dates or whatever it is, or communication, too far. And you certainly don't need to go to the bedroom, and that's all up to you. But it's about getting to know this person, and if it can possibly be your true twin flame, right? And then you may go a little bit further. But if it's not so, then I would suggest not going further with this person when you are committed to finding your ultimate lover to share your life and your mission business work also in this lifetime. So they're not really interested in transformations. Now, the twin flame journey and the true twin flame will transform you, sometimes completely and utterly. That is really the nature of what that is, because it's such a connection so close to who you truly are in divine light, that you will transform into the one that you are in divine light, your divine identity. And that is, for most people, quite some transformations further, which is also nothing to be ashamed about. But you will find that this person does not want to really go into these kinds of transformations together with you when they are your false twin flame, because it is too penetratingly vulnerable to them. That's not where they want to go. They just want to keep it here, and they want to support the here and now, in which there is maybe an enjoyable conversation or moment or potential of exchanging things that they long for in the now. But they won't be interested to go in this transformation with you, because this is the moment in which they can get what they actually want from you, and they don't want to have these longer term kinds of outcomes with you, and they cannot conceive of them with you as well. That's not what they're here for. They're here for what they can get from you now, exclusively. And you can get to know that. You can get a sense of that, and then you know. 2. Your false twin flame is not interested in supporting your soul's mission and or together finding out more about your union's mission. That's true. I certainly have experienced that they're not interested in really going deep with me about what it is that I stand for and we stand for, and we could work together with going forward in the future. A false twin flame experience that I had was actually that he would sort of kind of agree with what I said about deep experiences, that motivated the direction that I wanted to go in for sharing with the world what I had to offer. And he would feign interest in that, and he would say, oh yeah, that sounds interesting. It would be nice for me to also learn something about the consciousness of other planets in the universe, and the intelligent vibrations that we can receive from these places also in the here and now. Well, that would be the explanation that I would give, but he would say maybe, oh, that would be interesting for me to also learn something about that, so that I can also have that for myself. And or he would say, yeah, I was once at an alien convention, so I have some experience about that. Don't you think that's interesting? But it was actually very clear that he said that to feign an interest in what I was doing, because he knew that he would get the conversation in a positive direction if he would say something like that. But he would not be genuinely interested in these kinds of things and topics. And he would maybe say, oh, I was once at an alien convention, but what actually is that saying about being relational together in a union moving forward? Nothing. So it is not relational. He was saying things to me that was meant to, in the moment, give me the impression that he was listening and having a similar experience, so that I would not find out that he was actually deep down really not interested in really being that with me, for me, and developing that moving forward in a mission together. There was in that false twin flame experience of mine actually even more deceit in this area. There was a lot of deceit in this area that I sort of fell for at first, and then found out that it was nonsense. I think that is because I'm a very mission-oriented person, and I also love to work that out, what that is for you as well. And I even have opportunities for you to come have your mission with us here and become a creation twin flame coach, or a creative ID coach, I sometimes say as well. But that's something for another occasion. My false twin flame, that one, he also made me believe that what he did with physical healing had a strong connection in my union. But these kinds of things never really stood for anything, or any action that was real, or something that was really concrete and led somewhere. And all the actual material and knowledge and experience that was in that area of physical healing was actually mine and exclusively mine. And he had a way of making it seem as if he had something to do in that area, and that he was even going to travel very far to do something with that. And it all amounted to absolute hot air. So in my case, there was actually an elaborate amount of deceit from the false twin flame in the mission area. But for you, there will be something about that too, because they will not be interested in supporting your soul's mission, which is actually your union's mission, and or together find out more about what your union's mission actually is. You will find that they're not truly interested in digging that out together, talking about it, being genuine about it, letting it touch who they truly are in their core about it, or at least have a huge respect for how you see that and how you feel that is genuine and not deceitful, and not only trying to please you with some answer that sounds good enough in the moment so that they can keep your attention, so that they can keep having benefits in the moment from you. 3. Your false twin flame is not interested in going deeper together with you about your true life values to find out what they are. Yeah, that's very true. And it, of course, has a lot to do with what I just talked about in 1 and 2. And it's just like another entrance, because your private being together as a couple is based on values that you have at the core of what you are and at the core of your union, in fact. Because it's not only about, yeah, I love spaghetti, but it is about I love enjoyable food. So it's like the underlying or nutritious, enjoyable food. And that's very important to me. It's like the underlying things and not the superficial differences that you might find between the both of you in your union, because you're not carbon copies, okay? But there are deeper values. Maybe like the underlying value of that one that I gave as an example should actually sound like I value my health, right? So, and the false twin flame is not interested in being that together with you, feeling that together with you, exchanging about that together with you, finding out more about it. No, sometimes with words, sometimes with silence. It depends on in my union we're extremely how do you say that, shy sometimes, but you know when you know that is genuine and they are there too in that value. The false twin flame is not interested in going there with you, because that would mean a significant investment in feeling that out, in communicating with you, in seeing a timeline to the future that justifies them doing that investment of time, perhaps of money, perhaps of, investment in emotional relating to you. The fact that they even put their effort and their from their heart, from their emotional self into that conversation and that truth. That's an investment for a relationship together with you that would be made by people that know they want to invest in their relationship, because they see something long term, something very far reaching and never ending, which is true with your true twin flame. And a false twin flame does not want to go there because they don't want to truly invest in your relationship. They're not interested in that. So when you get a grasp that that is so, it might be your false twin flame. 4. Your false twin flame will not want to build a life vision together with you. Also very related, of course. You will hear that all these points are actually incredibly deeply related with one another. It's just all the same from other angles, right? It's a deceitful situation from other angles, other angle, other angle, other angle. And you need to bust that illusion for yourself. And this is a very sacred happening when you're busting that illusion for yourself. It's a beautiful thing that you can do on your journey. So again, don't be too much ashamed about it. This happens. So they don't want to build a life vision together with you, which would mean for the partnership that you have in your private life, you might have a life vision together. Like, what kind of things would you like to do in your working life? How do you stand in the idea of accumulating wealth? How do you stand in the idea of sharing wealth? How do you feel about creating a family, and when should that approximately happen, and what would be the mutual roles in having that made come true? And how do you see when your children are grown up, what would you be doing then, and what would you like to do when you're older? And do you want to stop working or whatnot? So really, your life's vision. And your false twin flame will not be interested in working it out with you, because they're only interested in what you can provide for them in the now, and not necessarily for the longer term. And if they do that, it won't be genuine. They might say something that sounds good to you so that they can keep you in this moment in which you're giving them something that they need or like. But it won't be genuine. So you can find that out. Start a conversation about your life's vision with them, in which you don't need to state what you need and want. No, you can just speak about it, have a conversation about it. What would you like to do with the idea of wanting a family, or do you not even want a family at all? Let's talk about that. What do I want to do? And, give it space to also allow yourself to correct yourself when in that conversation you get to know other values that you have, other ideas that sound better to you. That's a conversation, right? And that's how you can find out if they're the false twin flame. 5. Your false twin flame does not really show you who they truly are, and tries to keep things superficial so that it does not need to go to their true feelings, values, and preferences. That's so true. So that is really the culmination of what we said before. They do not show you who they genuinely are. And that's what this all is about, this deceptive idea that they will project to you, because that gives them something that they want from you in the now, but it won't be really applicable for eternity, because it's also not who they truly are. And to be able to keep it at that and have it so, they need to keep things superficial, only about the forms and the now and what you can provide for them in this very second is important to them, and not their true feelings and discussing it, and not their true values and soaking deeper into what that even is, and maybe even taking some time on your own to feel out what that is and taking a break. That would be perfect for a true twin flame that really wants to invest and feel out what they actually are inside. But that's not what a false twin flame is interested in. They might take a break from you, but that is clearly for another reason, just to have some fun elsewhere and not be bothered about your deep questions or something, right? So, and they won't be wanting to talk about their preferences as well, because that opens up a conversation in which you can talk about your preferences as well. Like, I prefer this kind of life. I prefer when you come to me on the weekends instead of during the week for the coming months, because that makes the road clear for us to get to know each other much better before I mix you into more of my actual daily life. And that gives a beautiful opportunity for me to also focus on who you are and really prepare for coming together with you for our conversation on the weekend, on the Sunday. And that would be, for instance, a preference, and they're not interested to talk about preferences because they would be rather just having what they would like to exchange with you right now, or what, that would ask from them to feel deeper inside of what they would prefer, and how that would be able to be combined, and how that beautiful, smooth way of being in relationship so you can get to know each other more and go deeper, etc., would be very smooth and, very, very divinely guided, and they're not interested in that with you. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. 6. Your false twin flame acts parasitical on who you are, so they can have a lot of benefits from you without giving anything real in return. Well, there you have it. Again, they will be sort of attached to your shoulder or whatever, and not really relate to you, but attach on your, I don't know what, your being. That's not, of course, meant all too literal. Because they just, what I said a couple of times, they want to have the benefits of being with you, but they don't want to actually give anything real in return to you as well. What have you received from the true twin flame? Maybe it's actually a false twin flame instead. Think about that. A true twin flame can potentially not give you material things, but the presence of true unconditional love that they give to you by hardly lifting a finger are enormous, and you will know them. Trust me. So have you gotten those from this person? No? Maybe it's your false twin flame. 7. Your false twin flame can easily leave you alone the moment you want to go significantly deeper with your relationship partner, and has no problem with leaving you on your own for long stretches of time because they are not intrinsically connected to you. What about that? That's right, your true twin flame, remember, is intrinsically connected to you. They're connected to you on a soul level. You can't separate that. There's nothing that in truth can even stand between you both. It's not possible. And a false twin flame is not intrinsically connected with you on the soul level. So they will have no problem doing their own thing, and they won't necessarily be experiencing a deep, soul-wrenching sense of leaving love when they leave you. So it will be much more easy for them to leave you alone. And you will also see that they will leave you alone often when you want to go significantly deeper with the relationship, because you are transforming and changing, and you want to take them with you in that, through that, so that you can be together in a new way, much more harmonious moving forward. And then you might see that they won't be able to do that with you, which can come out as that they actually might leave you alone exactly at that moment. It's not said that that will happen, but it's a very high likelihood that something of that nature will happen with the false twin flame. 8. Your false twin flame is not interested in a genuine commitment with you. They want to keep their options open because they deep down know it is not you that they are truly looking for. That's based on the same rule, so to speak, the same truth, that the false twin flame is not intrinsically connected to your soul. It's because twin flames is not a story. It's not a romantic idea. It's not a trend. It is what you are on the soul level, and you are that already, and you will remain that throughout time. It's an eternal fact that can be discerned when you're spiritually developed enough to read on that level. It's not a story, it's not an idea. Well, it's an idea in the mind of God, but it depends on how you want to speak about it. And because the false twin flame is not genuinely connected with you, they are not genuine with wanting a commitment with you on the form level in the person-to-person relationship also. Not genuinely. Maybe a little bit. Maybe to do as if. Maybe to get a little bit more of your benefits in the moment. But not genuinely. They do want to keep their options open because they deep down know they are not your twin flame. So they deep down know that this is not a legitimate relationship. And you can sense that. 10. Your false twin flame, we're at 9. 9. Your false twin flame can have a magnetic feeling to you, and the meeting or meetings can have twin flame signs. Because they are the one that will lead you to your true twin flame. But they are not having the real personal traits that you really desire your ultimate lover to have. So they can feel very magnetic to you. Can be because they are the false twin flame that lead you to your true twin flame. And the meetings can have twin flame signs, numbers, angel signs. I don't know what your signs that you have like a conversation with the universe with, you know. They can have that because they are the road to your true twin flame. But they're not having the real personal traits that you would like to desire in your ultimate lover. And you can get to know that last part when you would actually get more clarity about what you want in your ultimate lover, in your ultimate partner. What is that actually that you are feeling in your heart that you would feel attracted to? What is that thing that would be so complementary to you? Is it a partner that has the value of putting God first always? Is it a partner that wants a family with you? Is it a partner that, well, I don't know, but you do. When you would genuinely research your heart, what that is for you, write it down, make a list. So now you have much more grasp on what the true twin flame actually will most probably be for you, for the most part, except from that they can grow into some things that are on your list later on. That is possible too, but you still will see that the beginning of them in them, right? So the false twin flame does not have those real personal traits. And when you get to know what yours are, then you will know that it's not compatible with your list. And that's a sign. And now we're at 10. Your false twin flame is not who they claim to be, because they are interested in something you have to offer of a temporal nature. instead of connecting with your eternal core. Right. So feel into what they want to exchange with you or get from you, which is actually what is said here. Because they're interested in what you have to offer on a temporal basis. Maybe you give them sex or money or a good time or a good laugh or sharing drinks and food on a weekly basis. And they love that. But are they also underneath that, inside of that, at the core of that, connecting to your eternal core? Or are they only doing that on a superficial level, wanting to have what you give them now? Even when they claim to be the one that wants to be with you eternally, you feel into that exchange and see what it is. It will be revealed to you when you choose in your heart to be with the true twin flame. And you are genuine with that, and you connect with that on the source level inside of you. 11. Your false twin flame will bring you clarity about what your true values are for your union out of contrast experiences, but will not be interested in being the one that is with you while you move on to living the life you carved out for yourself with this methodology. That's what it is. That's what the false twin flame is. They bring you clarity by giving you contrast experiences, sometimes blatantly. Sometimes we can hardly see them because we might be traumatized in a direction in our early childhood, for instance, but we can't even consciously remember. It happens a lot, just saying, that we can't distinguish what they're actually doing. Is possible. But when you choose to be with a true twin flame in your heart, you will find out, you will be guided to see those things and have them revealed to you what is what. And when you listen to that, you can use this person, this relationship, the false twin flame, as a means, as a methodology to have revealed to you through this contrast experience who the true twin flame actually is, because it's not them. And often the true twin flame is already coming in or already right in front of you when you truly make the distinction for real and for forever after. Happens a lot. Sometimes people have contrast experiences that are actually still kind of kind and nice. It happens. Sometimes people are with a soulmate experience that is actually kind of nice. And still, there are subtle differences in all these 11 points that you can find out. And you can choose to be with your actual true love, which is what I would advise. And when you move on to live that life that you now know that you are going to live with the true values carved out by contrast experiences, you will see that this person will not be on your side when you genuinely choose that and go do that. That's the false twin flame. And as I said, again, the true twin flame might very well already be on the brink there with you. Sometimes right in front of your face without you necessarily already knowing that. And then that will be revealed to you also when you move genuinely in that direction for real. I hope that helped. Manifest creativity. Creator of us all, be with me. When I open to connect with myself, when I uncover the creative source to retrieve her,
the way you have placed it inside of me, and the way in which the exact same source moves and guides you as well. O divine Creator, make that I will be receptive to your voice and lead me to the rhythm of your breath, so that I will find the movement that leads me, find words for it, and can experience the being of them openly. Thank you for the abundance that is received in this moment. Thank you for the power that makes that I receive this moment.
In this atmosphere, you are very welcome to come enjoy our beautiful small opportunities, which are plenty in our Facebook community. It's called Your Abundance, and you would be very welcome to come in this living room of us to practice the central twin flame healing tool called Key, Key. You can download documents about it. You can find information about it under the hashtag Key. Put it in the search bar and press enter. You can present us with your own posts how your practice of doing this crucial twin flame tool is working out for you on a daily basis, and get support. But also, we have a 4-event online live program there every month, in which I am available for you, just like that, to meet, get to know each other, and every one of the 4 monthly events has their own theme. One is to learn that key twin flame inner work much better than you might already do. And another one is talking about your mission. We also have a Q&A as one of the 4, and we read a little bit in the A Course in Miracles book every month as well, because your consciousness attuned to the source of creation better is what makes your twin flame come into your life much more easy. And that attunement of your consciousness is supported through that book. These are some of the things that you can do in our Facebook group, Your Abundance. And it's just available for you, this space for you to learn and share. Another thing is that from the group out, you can book small appointments with me that are for a small fee. They're called key sessions, and I can guide you through your inner work personally. Also, we could just talk about anything you need my personal support for, right? Another beautiful thing in the Facebook group, exclusively for Facebook group members, just like the key session, is the Divine Love reading. This reading report of many pages long gives you all the clues channeled from the divine for specifically you that you need to know to go to harmonious twin flame union, the consciousness state it is all about, and from which your physical being together with your true twin flame is being birthed safely and guaranteed. At this time, you are also invited, if that feels for you, to come in for a big session. It's a 2-hour long, plus 20 minutes up front, and more services up front, plus afterwards an extra healing and extra information and more extra stuff session that is called Twin Flame Reset. In this reset, you will be transformed to the right state of energy and consciousness to go to your harmonious union state of being, to come into 3D twin flame union as quickly as can, as smooth as can. So give yourself that subtle realignment, reset of your inner space so that you can go to the harmonious twin flame union space soon and with ease. That's why I developed this service. It's a tremendously beautiful opportunity that is here for you now. So if you want to give yourself the ultimate push forward, book yours now. You'll find the information about the webpage, where that is published below. Do you want to go to the brilliance of your harmonious twin flame union and manifest your mission business and be a candidate in that to become a creation coach helping other twin flame unions in the methodology that I provide as well? Then I have something for you. In 2024, I'm looking for one candidate that talks with me if they are the person fit to receive a 6-month closely working together with me with 6 big sessions and 12 smaller in-between sessions to get passed on from me to you everything that I stand for, or at least a huge chunk in coaching geared towards you. Then you are ready for the Twin Flame Brilliance package. And if you feel that that is for you, working with me closely in 2024, getting everything down that you may need, the Twin Flame Reset, the initiations, the mission business, finding out what it is and starting to build it, the becoming a candidate to be a real creation twin flame coach with me, with opportunity to help clients. If you think that's for you, then I invite you to come talk with me. And below, you'll find contact information of me, one way or another that seems fit to you. Contact me and I will provide you with the information, how we can find out if it's you. I only look for one person that is going to be that in 2024. So to come back to the false and the true twin flame, there is a lot to know about it. And you can choose to be with the true twin flame and learn the lessons the false one presents you with to be able to make that happen. But there's more about that I want to share with you. And I even want to talk with you about the sacred truth you need to know about the true twin flame that you might not know yet. And I will do that for you in this video. I will see you right there. Love from Petra.